So, any of you guys hear about the big Rosenbaum chasna coming up? I heard they invited the whole high school and the basementers for dancing.
Yeah, I heard about it. But you know, I always get so awkward at these things. I don't know. I just hope we'll be able to get some booze that get in the mood of dancing.
Oh, they'll definitely have alcohol. Do you even know the Rosenbaums?
We're loaded with cash. There'll be plenty of drinks to go around.
Guess Rebbe.
Morning, boys. I trust I'll be seeing you all in Seder?
Of course.
Excellent, excellent. That's what I like to hear. Listen, boys, I want to see some real learning Bahas Mother today. Starting a new sugya. Really gonna have to concentrate.
Yeah, Rebbe. We'll make sure to halt cup. Woo. Where'd you get that?
I just took some. I was about as smooth as this schnapps. You know that Yitzi Weiss young married guy just moved into the neighborhood? He told me this was a good one to try.
Cool. Lechaim.
Lechaim. Oh, how do they drink this stuff?
How are we getting in the car for the chassan on Sunday? You know, Chaim still doesn't know if his brother will let. Probably thinks we're gonna get him in trouble or something.
So paranoid.
All right, let's just focus on how we get into the chassan on Sunday, okay? We're not missing this chassan.
Good Shabbos, boys.
Ah, good Shabbos, Rebbe.
Ellie, I want you to know, you've been doing really well in Shur this year. But I believe you can achieve even greater heights. I've seen what you're capable of. You just need to apply yourself a little more. And it's such a nachas, not only for me or even your parents, but I see a difference in how it makes you feel about yourself as well. Ellie, I just don't want to see you get in with the wrong crowd and do things you might not really want to.
I hear, Rebbe. But Shmuley and Laser, they're not bad kids. I mean, they're pretty sharp guys, too. And a lot of people are quick to judge them without even talking to them.
Sure. I'm not here to make accusations or judge any individual's character. I just want you to realize that the company you keep makes a very strong impression on how you think. And of course, how you act. Ellie, remember we learned in Parshas Noach that upon leaving the Teva, Noach planted a vineyard to make wine. At the time, he thought it was harmless, and even intended to use the wine for mitzvahs. But in the end, we know it led to his downfall. Sometimes we need to be smart and use our seichel to know the proper place and, more importantly, time in which to be misameach with a course of yain or schnapps. Eli, all I'm saying is, maybe you should wait a few more years before you plant your vineyard.
So, what kind of car does Reuben have? I hope it's not a minivan.
Look, I got the car. He's not using it, and he was nice enough to let us borrow it. It's not a Beamer, but it'll get us to the chasna.
Okay, chill. It's fine by me. I mean, Reuben usually ends up getting drunk and thrown up all over the place anyways.
Like, you guys aren't planning on drinking. Look, you gotta be careful too, okay? I mean, you know, I'm not letting either one of you drive if you're planning on getting wasted. Especially if Mayor's coming with us.
What? You're not going to have a good time with us? You know, we've been looking forward to this chasana for a month.
Think I'll have my, fun eating and dancing.
Come on. What's gotten into you? You know, did Rebbe say something to you at Kiddush?
Nah, I just put some things into perspective for me, you know?
Yeah, I know. Told you not to drink, not to have a good time, not to enjoy life, right? Yeah, I know the deal. You know what? Just learn all day and never have fun. That's it.
Oh, no, look. Guys, he cares about us. And, I mean, yeah, he told me not to drink, okay? Among other things. And No, it's not like that, okay? I'm still gonna have a good time, all right? I'm just not gonna go too crazy, you know? Get too much to drink.
Hey.
What can I get for you?
Oh man, I want some of that.
Look, you're a little too young.
You know what? It's okay, it's okay. Just give him a little taste. He can handle it, right?
Yeah, come on.
I'll take one for myself and one for my wife. It's a fastener. You gotta be in the spirit of things, right?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now, make a nice loud chahako. Lechaim.
Can I get something for you?
Yeah, I'll take a Coke.
Oh, had a good time.
Laser's good to go. You're okay to drive, right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I can't believe you didn't have anything to drink.
Can I get something for you?
Yeah, I'll take a Coke.
Hold on, I gotta get more soda. I'll be right back.
These days, Laser uses a feeding tube that's hooked up to his stomach. A nurse has to help him wash 3 times a week and can't even use the bathroom on his own. Shmuley was the luckiest. He was killed instantly. The doctor said his neck snapped on impact and they had to remove his teeth from the dashboard. My dear little brother Meir, he fought for a long time. He bled all the way to the hospital, somehow remaining conscious. After being in a coma for 6 months. 6 months of being hooked up to all kinds of machines. And Meir's body finally gave out. He never even had a chance to say Shema.
On the first night of Sukkot, a little over 2 years ago, our precious son Yehuda was tragically niftar. Yehuda died at the age of 19 and a half, just as his life was beginning. Our lives were shattered, putting us into a situation we never in a million years could have imagined. These kinds of tragedies do happen, but as everybody thinks, until the tragedy befalls them, they happen only to others, not to families like ours. But this unimaginable tragedy was all too real, and it did happen to us, to a happy, normal, and firm family. We now had to rebuild our shattered lives and face our lives without Yehuda. My wife and I brought up our 8 wonderful children, Kanai Nahara, in a wholesome, healthy environment. As we were busy raising our family, I never would have given a thought to watching a video like this on alcohol, or certainly sponsoring a video on alcohol use and alcohol abuse. Yehuda took his first drink casually at the age of 13, at a simcha, after which his world and ours were changed forever. Alcohol did not apply to our world in any way until Yehuda became trapped in it. The artificial feeling of well-being that it gave him, and the ability to feel comfortable, provided for him an avenue to solve his problems over the ensuing years. Then, as he descended into a dark world we never could have imagined, we began to realize what we were dealing with. Despite all our attempts to help Yehuda, we were unable to save his life. Yehuda wanted to live, he wanted to grow up, and he wanted to live a good life. He thought he would stop, and he thought he could stop when he was ready. He was convinced he could. But he was wrong. His life was over, and we as his family had to rebuild our shattered lives without him. We sat Shiva for our son and watched our children, both the married one and the younger ones, sit Shiva for their brother. The world of alcohol dependence is real and is deadly, and one who enters it even casually may enter much more deeply than one ever expects to. One can enter into a world that will never be escaped. We as a family implore you to understand just how dangerous even an innocent interaction with alcohol can be at a young age. If we can help young people understand this, and if we can save even one life, we would feel that exposing our tragedy would have some to us. May this be Le'ilu Nishmas Yehuda Aryeh ben Yehoshua Yakir, our son, brother, and an uncle.
I'm Dr. Abraham Twersky. I'm a rabbi and a psychiatrist, and I spent over 40 years working with people who have had alcohol problems. Now, you don't have to be addicted to alcohol in order to have a problem. You can have serious negative, harmful effects from occasional excess drinking. And that's true at any age. But it's particularly important in the teenage years because what constitutes excess drinking is different in young people than in adults. The young person's brain is still maturing, still developing, and is extremely susceptible to the effects of alcohol. Now the problem is that young people, because the way we are when we're young, we are risk takers, we think we are immune, that will not happen to me, I can be in control of it, and we may tend to think that drinking is cool. Well, drinking is not cool, it's foolish and downright dangerous. I've been around and I've seen what happens. And here's my guidelines. Young people, when I say young people, I mean under 21, should not drink whiskey or beer on any occasion, not on Purim, not on Simchas Torah, not at a Shalom Zocher, and not at a wedding. Kiddush, a maximum of 1.5 ounces of wine. Now you'll say that I'm being extreme. Parents who have lost a child to alcohol do not think I am being extreme. Let me tell you something, my young friends. Of those who are watching me now, I don't want to be the bearer of bad tidings, but of those of you who are watching me now, if you don't take this message seriously, you may be the one who's not going to be around to be a happy, productive adult. You may think you are in control, but that's what alcohol does. It distorts your thinking. You cannot think straight when your mind has been altered by alcohol. You will never again grow one more brain cell for the rest of your life. Any brain cell that is damaged permanently and never replaced. You begin thinking about these things and you realize that alcohol is not a joking matter. It's not something to be smart about, not something to brag about, not something to show off about, not something to be brave about.